Are you considering relocating to Dallas, Texas? But the one major question you have is it affordable? Can I afford to make that move to Dallas, Texas? Well, in this video, we're going to uncover the 5 key elements that you need to look at when determining the cost of living in Dallas, Texas versus your current city and state. And we're going to get after it, so stay tuned. Hello, my name is Missy with the Live in Dallas, Texas team. If this is your first time to the channel, welcome. We're so glad that you're here. We want to encourage you to subscribe to the channel and ring that bell so that you're notified every time we add a new video about Dallas, Texas to this channel. Honestly, we get people reaching out to us daily with text calls and emails because they too are relocating to Dallas or have already relocated to Dallas, and we love helping them. We love helping you with your real estate and living related questions. Do you want to know what it's like to live here, eat here, sleep here, play here? Well, this is the channel for you. Please reach out with any and all questions. You can reach us days, nights, and weekends via call, via text, or via email. We look forward to helping you in your relocation to Dallas. When moving and relocating from one state to another, the affordability factor has to be of utmost concern. So in this video, we're going to help you by determining and looking at the cost of living in Dallas, Texas, so that you can compare it to your own current city and state. Now, to help us with this, we're going to use what they call the cost of living index to see where Texas stacks up, so then you can do that comparison. So let's take a look at this map so that you can see exactly what the United States map looks like. As we're looking at the map, I want to have you pay special attention. They're going to have numbers assigned to each and every one of the states. That's your index. So anything that falls below 100 is deemed to be below average when comparing your cost of living. So cheaper when you're below 100 than above 100 compared to other states. Okay? So we're going to look at that. You're going to see that on this map, you've got a grayish green color. That's going to indicate those states that are below average, so less expensive. Then you're going to have that next color, that light pink color. Some of those are at 100 or lower, and a few just a titch above 100. Then you're going to cross the other side to the states that are more expensive than national average. So let's take a look at that. As you're looking, you will see Texas on there in the lightest shade of that gray-green color. They are in at 92.6, making it the 17th least expensive place in the United States to live. So that's good news, especially if you live in the 18th or higher of the states in this cost of living index. So I want you to take a good look at this map. Now, when they created the index, they used 5 key components that are just everyday common expenditures that you have. We're going to talk about 5 of them. The first one that we're going to talk about is going to be the food and grocery expense. So after we finish looking at the map, we're going to take a look at what it would cost on some of your typical purchases in the grocery store in Dallas, Texas. Okay, so I thought that the easiest way to share with you what it would cost at a local grocery store in our area, that would be to pop open my online grocery store of choice that's a few miles from my house and put a few ordinary items in the cart so that you could compare that to what you would be paying in your current city and state. So as a reference, and you can do this wherever you are. If you have an online grocery store, be that Walmart, Kroger, or Albertsons, this one, my personal favorite, is a local favorite, and it's called Market Street, which is owned by the United Food Group. And so this one, this store is not the least expensive grocery store in the area, and it's not the most expensive grocery store in the area. Just that really middle of the road, easy to find marketplace. So I have added some things to the cart. Let's take a look at what some of these items would cost here in the Dallas area. So as I look over here at my cart, you will see that I put a 12-pack of regular old Coca-Cola cans in the cart, and that's today's price without any specials, $8.49. And then of course, bread, pretty much a staple in everybody's house. Here's a large loaf of round top from Mrs. Baird's at $2.50. And cereal. So I put Cheerios, and this is a pretty large box of Cheerios that I put in the cart at $4.49. You have your Jif creamy peanut butter. This is a fairly large size as well, $4.99. The gallon of 2% milk at $3.59. And then I know if your area is like mine, the cost of eggs have absolutely skyrocketed lately. I see this going back down, but today's price on a dozen large grade A eggs in at $3.99. For bananas at $1 or 25 cents a piece. Mac and cheese. You have any kids in the family? I am sure that this is part of your grocery store list. They have the Easy Mac at $3.49. A large container of brown long grain rice at $6.59. A pound of your chicken breast fillets, boneless and skinless, at $7.98. And then your 93% lean ground beef in 1 pound packets at $5.59. So that total for those items would be $52.70. No coupons, no special codes, no using your customer rewards number, just straight up cost for those groceries at the local grocery store here called Market Street. So use that when factoring in and comparing to what you currently pay for groceries, knowing that if you want to spend less, you can always find coupons or shop at different grocery stores. We do have the local Walmart groceries here as well. And I find that if you were to do comparison, you'd probably shave about 10 to 15% off of this total by shopping there. So there's your look at the first component, which is food/grocery, as we look at those elements that make up the cost of living index. The second element that we're going to talk about when calculating that cost of living differential is going to be transportation. Undoubtedly, you will need a car here in Dallas. We are too spread out for you to rely on public transportation, or it would be far too costly to rely on a rideshare like Uber. So I'm not going to calculate exactly what that vehicle costs because we all have different needs, wants, and budgets. But let's talk about what, if you had a vehicle here in Texas, what you can expect on a recurring basis. So one is going to be the cost of a gallon of gas. I looked on a website that we use here to do a cost comparison on what you can expect. And that regular gallon of gas right now, you can expect to pay $2.89 per gallon. Now this is recorded in January of 2023, so keep that in mind. But overall, when you compare from state to state, $2.89 per regular gallon of gas is not bad. The other thing you can factor in when calculating your transportation cost here in Dallas is going to be tollways. We have 3 major thoroughfares that all incur toll expenses. One is going to be your Dallas North Tollway. The second one is going to be 121 or the Sam Rayburn. And the third is going to be the George Bush. All 3 of those travel on routinely. I can't tell you exactly how much per mile that would be, but there is a website that's called tollwayguru.com. And so with that, you can plug in exactly where you're going. It'll give you a total of what that commute would be in the tolls. We don't have to stop and pay as we exit the tollways anymore. That's a good news. What they've done is gone to a billing system. The cheapest way is to order a free sticker to go on your car. So a toll sticker would reside just underneath your rearview mirror, And every time you went through a toll booth or entered the toll booth, it would go ahead and bill you for that commute. It's gonna automatically deduct from your bank account. Once you hit that maximum, it'll go in and pull down another, let's say it's $40 at a time. You will get an automated statement that you can see exactly how much each segment cost you online. The other is just to keep on driving without the toll sticker, and they will bill you and you'll be able to see. Now, that's a more expensive way. If you have the toll sticker, they're gonna give you a discount versus if they bill you. So something to keep in mind when you're talking about transportation here in Dallas, Texas. All right, number 3 is gonna talk about education, and specifically primary school, kindergarten through 12th grade. This area is divided into independent school districts, or ISDs. When you live in one of the independent school districts, which every house and apartment is in independent school districts, you are able to send your children there, period. The cost of those schools is capsulated into property taxes. So when you own a home, you own real estate in an independent school district, part of your tax calculation will include a fee to keep and fund the independent school districts. So good news that it's included. Also good news, these schools that are in this area are highly ranked. So A+, A minus, B rankings in just about all of our school districts. So you really can't go wrong with your school-aged children, and you don't have to factor that into the budget outside of your housing expense. Now, do we have other higher education? Absolutely we do. It's plentiful here. The cost of that is going to depend on the school that you choose and that you're able to gain admission from. We have community colleges that are going to be easier on the budget, all the way to impressive premier four-year universities like SMU, for example. So that is your choice. They are here. There's plenty of money also to help with that, be that student loans, grants, or scholarships. So education gets a very high mark here because of the quality and the no added expense when you're talking about the primary side. No discussion on cost of living comparison would be complete without talking about everyone's favorite, taxes. No one's favorite, right? But we certainly need to talk about that so that you have a good comparison between your state and Texas. The first tax I want to talk about is the sales tax. So here we have sales tax. If you go out and you buy a new shirt, you're going to pay 8.25%. So that in comparison to your own state, is it higher? Is it lower? 8.25% is what you can calculate on goods and services here in Texas. The second tax I want to talk about is going to be your state income tax. So at the end of the year or first part of the year when you file your taxes, you have to file federal, but in Texas, you do not have to pay state. So if your state currently has a state income tax, you can scratch that right off the balance sheet because it doesn't exist here. The third is going to be property taxes. If you own real estate in Texas, you're going to pay property taxes. It's going to be a percentage based on the value assessed by your county. Property taxes are going to range anywhere from 2.25% to 3.25% based on where your home or the real estate that you own is. You do, however, have the opportunity to qualify for some deductions on that, depending on the various statuses and qualifications. Everyone that files a homestead exemption here saying that this home is my primary residence gets an automatic deduction. Then there's other ones for senior citizens and military and disabled. So your tax amount could be far less than that calculation, but I wanted to be on the high side so that you could figure that out. Now, those taxes, where does that go? Why do we pay property taxes? Well, as I alluded to earlier, the property taxes here are going to cover the cost of your independent school districts. It's also going to cover some county expenses like your roads and thoroughfares and maintenance on those. It's also going to cover your city. So if you live in a city Obviously, those need funds in order to operate all of the things that the cities provide for us. And so part of it will go into the city as well. If you live in an area that is being developed with special amenities, such as extensive trails and parks and community centers, then you might have an extra tax on that as well. That's going to be at that high end that I talked about. Those neighborhoods are going to be more that 3 to 3.25%. But there it is. There's your tax element in Texas. Sales tax, 8.25%, no state income tax, yay. And third, you will pay property taxes anywhere from 2.25% to 3.25%, less any exemptions that you qualify for. So there's taxes. The last thing we're going to talk about is housing. How much can you expect a house to cost in this area? And what is that going to do to your monthly budget? So what we're going to do is we're going to talk about, one, what's the average home going for in this area? Two, I'm going to do a calculation for you based on those numbers, what you can expect your monthly payment to be. And then three, I'm going to pop over and show you some photos of what a house would look like that costs that per month. Okay, so let's look at what the average house costs today. Well, one of our major counties is Collin County. The average home in Collin County today is $530,000. The interest rate, as of this video, you can expect to pay about 6% unless you buy down that rate. So let's look at a little calculation on what principal and interest would be if you financed, let's say 100%. Probably not gonna happen, but if you were to finance all $530,000, you can expect your principal and interest at 6% for a 30-year fixed note to come in at $3,178. The other part of your payment is going to be your home insurance, so that if you have any type of damage, then you can get your house replaced. That one, you can look at the average cost on homeowners insurance. It's probably gonna be high on this price house, but $3,200 a year. So if you take $3,200 a year, divide by 12 for your 12 months in the year, that would add $266 to your monthly payment. And then the final part is going to be your taxes. Remember the property taxes that we just talked about. The example that I'm going to show you has property taxes at $9,536 a year without exemption. Divide that by 12 to get your monthly, and that's going to add $794 a month to your payment. If you calculate principal and interest, taxes, and insurance to all together, you would have a total monthly housing expense of $4,238. So $530,000 house financed at 100% at 6% interest. That's what you're looking at. So I'm going to flip over and show you again the photos of what you can expect in a home in Dallas, Texas at $530,000. All right, here we have a house in one of our nearby cities of Prosper, Texas, in the $530,000 price point, or the county's average. So as we look here, you can see that it's a 1.5 story, which is popular here. So most of the rooms are going to be on the main floor with just a room or two on the second floor. It has brick and some wood accents and a front 2-car garage. This house, as I go through and show you the entryway, give you a few statistics on it. It is a 4-bedroom and it's a 3.5 bathroom with a 2-car garage, and it has right at 2,400 square feet. So you have your entryway with the wood floors and the tray ceiling, and you can see the double French doors. That's going to lead into your home office. Here's a view opposite. So we're sitting now, the front door is at our back, the study or home office on the right. There's the view of the home office, which it looks like they are using as a casual living room. As you enter a little further, you've got a dining area. This is going to be your more formal space. And then a view of your kitchen with granite countertops, microwave, and electric oven. Another view of your kitchen. Here's going to be your informal dining. So right next to the kitchen, or breakfast room, if you call it that. with windows out the back and side. Here's your family room with fireplace, view out the back, your kitchen, and your informal dining. So very open. Here's going to be a view of your staircase that is going to lead up to that half story. Another view of your family room. Now, this is going to be on the first floor, and this is going to be your owner's retreat. So nice and spacious. It looks like plenty of room for a king size bed and 2 nightstands, a dresser, and a couple of chairs. Another view of your owner's retreat that leads into the spa-like bathroom. And here we are with double sinks. It also has the closet inside, a room separate for the toilet, and a tub and shower. Here's a picture of a secondary bedroom. We have 4, so now this is the second, and a shared full bath. Here's your third bedroom. This is gonna be your half bath downstairs so that your guests will have that half bathroom without having to climb the stairs or use the owner's bathroom. This is an upstairs bedroom that's rather large, oversized. They're using it kind of as a catch-all room, but it has a closet and a door, which qualifies it as a bedroom. It's a full bath upstairs and a view of your backyard. So that's what you can expect in a $530,000 house in one of our northern suburbs of Dallas. That again, at 6% financed at $530,000 would be all in taxes, insurance, principal, and interest right around the $4,000 mark. Factor that in when you're calculating a housing expense. When you're talking about averages, you can certainly find a home that's a little less. You could put more down, or you certainly, sky's the limit. If you want the $40 million house, we can find that for you too. We can calculate this budget for you. All you have to do is give us some of the parameters and some numbers. We'll work with a local mortgage professional to help really drill down what that total monthly housing expense would look like for you and your family. Cost of living differences from where you are to Dallas, Texas is certainly a big topic. I hope that you find this information extremely valuable when you're pulling together your resources that you need to make a successful move to Dallas, Texas. My team here, we're local, we're native, and we're here to help you with that transition. We can help you find the right house in the right area at the right budget. All we need you to do is reach out. Reach out to us with how much you want to spend and budget for that house. What area would you like to be in? Or maybe you don't know, and that's okay too. We can help you navigate that process. What would you like in your new house? What would just make your life so perfect when moving to Dallas, Texas? Gather all those things in a list and call us or text us or email us. We would love to work for you as your local boots on the ground realtors here in Dallas. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and you ring the bell so you're notified every time there's a new video added to the channel. We look forward to working with you and meeting you soon. Take care.